Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I meal plan and what meal planning has to entail for me. It has to be food that's on my diet, it has to be food that tastes good, it has to be easy, and nothing can go bad in my fridge. And those might seem like astronomical goals, but I promise you, if I can do it, so can you. So let's get started on this. The best way to stay on diet is to eat things you like. So when I meal plan, I just look up things that I'm craving. I wanted cheesecake, I wanted fudge, Philly cheese steak, not cheesesteak, my bad guys. And then I kind of look through the ingredients that they require. I don't look at specific keto stuff, I just look at things that sound yummy. And as I'm kind of scrolling, I assess what I already have in my fridge and what I might need to pick up. And then I look at things that I can't have, like barley is something you can't have on the keto diet. You wouldn't want tomato soup because it's high in sugars, and we're gonna substitute it. So for the barley, I'll use cauliflower rice. For the flour product in this broccoli cheddar soup, I will use some almond flour. I will try to change out anything that I can. So if you go back to Philly cheesesteak, I don't use olive oil, I'll use avocado oil, and I will substitute in maybe some broth and just kind of vary it that way so I can still have things that taste good. What's really important in a lot of these recipes is actually the flavor, so you just want to make sure you have the spices and ultimately make it a hearty meal. So I can eat red pepper, I have some mushrooms in my fridge that are pre-cooked, I can already use some of the red peppers and different things, and then I can just go to the grocery store and pick up the stuff that I don't have. So that kind of gives you an idea for it. Olive oil is one of those things I don't like to eat because it can be heavily processed, so I tend to use avocado oil, ghee, clarified ghee, bacon grease, or other types of lard because I'm on the keto diet. Then we're gonna skip over to this one, which is a slow cooker taco soup. Man, I'm struggling today because I was just craving it and that's what I wanted to eat. So I can't eat corn. So what can I substitute in for that? Sometimes I'll chop up pieces of Brussels sprouts, which has kind of got a starchy kind of flavor, but it can be strong too. So if you want something a little bit more neutral, I do like chopped up pieces of, say, vegetables that are more neutral, like maybe zucchini or squash. And then you want to look up the seasoning. So if you don't have like taco seasoning on hand, you can oftentimes make it from ingredients that you already have in your fridge, which is really handy. So you can just kind of look at the ratios for it. You don't have to make as big of a serving necessarily, just make most of it chili powder. And then as you kind of look at it, see there's, just a little bit of garlic powder, maybe a little bit more paprika, and you can adjust it if you like, say maybe you like cumin more, which is one of my favorite spices, then I'll kind of make it more like fajita-y or fajita-esque, and then you can customize your meals, make it so you're more enticed to eat them, make it so it's not such a traumatizing thing to be told to eat on a diet. And then you get to stay, within a happy, healthy life, I guess. That's what my goal is all the time. Black olives are great on the keto diet, onions are great, bell pepper is great, and then the black beans, like I said, it's great to substitute kind of bland vegetables that will absorb the spices that it's cooked in. That's how I like to want to throw in some couple extra tips that I do when I'm meal planning. Is one thing, I cook all on one day. I don't want to cook every single day. I'm just not that person. That's just not my lifestyle. It doesn't matter how many hours a week I'm working or what I'm doing with my life. I do not want to cook every single day. I'd rather just reheat it and move on with my life. And luckily I'm with people, my fiance, my brother, people that I live with, that are okay with that kind of planning. And then I always tend to do like one meal that's like in the oven, one meal that's on the stove, and then one meal that's in the crock pot. So I only cook 3 meals. I don't cook like 7 or anything crazy, and I just make larger portions. The crock pot meals I love because you can just walk away and move on with your life. And then the oven is sort of similar. You kind of prep, put it in the oven, pull it out, you're done. And the stove is the one that's a little bit more work, and you usually have to watch a little more and there's more effort. And that's kind of how I categorize it, so that I don't have like 3 meals on the stove at the same time. I have like an easy meal, a medium meal, and a more challenging meal, and then I get a variety of flavors in my diet. Sometimes I'll have like fajitas and then Indian food and then like a stir fry and just really vary it, and sometimes I'll just have like a Mexican flavored week and I'll just do all Mexican food or Spanish style food or whatever. So if I were to crave Mexican food that week, instead of going out to Mexican food restaurants, I actually just make it at home and I just enjoy it better, and the food quality is so much better because it's organic, because it's healthy from at home. It doesn't have any weird mixtures in it, and you just get to enjoy it. So now we're going to move on to the second way, which is all about reusing this stuff in the fridge and not letting it go bad. And this is a trick or tip from Jordan Page. And I think it's really amazing. It's really changed my life, but I still feed my cravings. I still enjoy myself. And I oftentimes use a combination of these 2 methods. So let's see how I do it. So we're going to go to, Google or whatever search engine you use. You're going to go to all recipes. You're going to click on the main page. And then after that, it's going to send you to ingredient search. you're going to add the ingredients that you have in your fridge, which I happen to have salmon. You're going to add each individual one and feta, and then you're going to look at the recipes that they have and figure out which one. Alright guys, so I have salmon and feta in my fridge. It needs to be used up. So I'm going to do that. And then it's delicious feta crusted salmon. Gonna hit that one, even though the picture looks a little wonky. Scroll down. And I have most of these in my fridge, so I just grab those, pick those up. I don't have this, so hopefully it's good without it. But I do think I can make some balsamic vinegar. I don't know. Let's find out what that is. So we're just going to type it in just like you would anything else and wait for it to load up. And then you're going to kind of see if you have the ingredients listed there to make it. Kind of just reading through it right now. Dijon mustard, you know, all that stuff. And I'm just trying to think, how do you make it at home? What can I do? Kind of scrolling through to get an idea. And I know in my head what's in my pantry, but you can always get up, walk around, go look at what else you have, and see if it's even possible. And then if you don't have some of them, find more substitutions of what you have on hand. I know it seems like a lot of work, but it's actually very quick. I do have some red wine vinegar, so I'll do that with some, just a dash, with a little bit of spices. And I'll go from there. Since the recipe calls for light cup of mayonnaise, I'm going to look up, can I use sour cream instead of mayo? Get off my computer, Nibbles. Right now. Ah! Thinks it's playtime with mommy's fingers. See, real life, we're gonna leave that in there. So you may equally substitute mayonnaise, sour cream, or yogurt according to this one. It might taste a little funky, but I'm just gonna try it. So we're gonna do it because I have some leftover sour cream. I have my YouTube video that I want to watch, ready and up. I don't know what ad that is, but I really like Amy Landino. Weapons for staying focused. I'm gonna press play on that and get going. It's always nice to have a way to make cooking kind of more pleasant. Sometimes it can be kind of a lonely experience or maybe kind of boring and you're just watching food. So I always bring my laptop, my phone, iPad, whatever it is that you have, a Kindle, something. And I usually have, or like Audible playing, a podcast, something to entertain myself. So it's really helpful to have that. If you're ready to multitask, if you really need to focus on the cooking, then just do that. And then this second way that I was showing you is more like there's like the type of person I want to be, which is I always have my game together and I totally went meal planning and I grocery shopped and it was all on point. And the second way is like I am not about to go to the grocery store. There is no way that is happening. I'm staying in my house, I'm being in my pajamas, and I'm chilling on my couch. But I still want to eat food and not leave. And that's what the second one is all about. Making sure that stuff in your fridge doesn't go bad. Lazy way to cook and to make, and just to kind of, it's a little more effort at home as far as researching the ingredients, but a lot of times you'll be amazed what you already have that you can make happen and not have so much stuff go bad in your fridge, and you'll end up coming across really fun new recipes that you may have never tried because you got to be a little more creative. So these are my 2 ways for meal planning, 2, 4, whatever. And I hope it's helpful to you. If you have any tips or tricks, please leave them in the comments below. And if you have any questions, please ask me. I am here to help. I think I'm gonna start doing a question of the day. So the question of the day is, what are your go-to craving meals that are hard to do on a low-carb diet? And then I will figure out a way to make them. So what do you think you can't eat if you're being healthy? Put in the comments below, give me some inspiration. I haven't really had a lot of cravings lately and I could definitely use some help. I will see you guys next week. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and join the family. It's not what everybody says in this freaking thing. Just subscribe. I post good stuff. Bye.